Also serious business for these athletes who are hoping to qualify for the upcoming Olympics.
This is their road to Rio. We wish them all great success.
And Marie hopes she has great success as well, so she winds up in Rio this August.
I hope I will go to the Olympic, but finger crossed.
Fingers crossed. This is the third and final year the Sarasota area has hosted the pentathlon. Harris says each year makes about a $5 million financial impact for the Suncoast. So events continue through Sunday, and by the way, there are 5 Americans among the 76 athletes, Haley.
Really exciting. So if people want to go out and watch these events, where should they go? 2
choices, the Potter Park YMCA and also the Nathan Menderson Park tomorrow, Saturday, and also Sunday.
And they really will get to see a variety of all these different sports.
That's right.
All right. Thank you, Ray. And of course, the weather perfect for that opening ceremony. So let's head over to Bob for more on our forecast.
Well, I'll tell you what, Haley, getting a look at the low pressure area right now located over the Carolinas. This low pressure area is bringing breezy conditions across parts of the southeast tonight. Those winds continue to move from the northwest to the southeast. Get a look at what's going on here now. Not a lot as far as rain goes. We had a few brief showers out there in the Gulf of Mexico earlier. Those have since moved on, and we are anticipating no real threat of any rainfall. So for the big games, it looks to be pretty good weather compared to what we had yesterday when over 3 inches of rain fell across the Suncoast. Right now it's 71, clear skies, the dew point 51, and the humidity at 49%. We'll have much more in our forecast coming up in just a few minutes. Haley?
Thank you, Bob. The Florida Supreme Court today heard arguments in a case that has already led to an overhaul of the state's death penalty sentencing system. And it could still have implications for the nearly 400 inmates awaiting execution in Florida. Lawyers for Timothy Lee Hurst argue that his sentence should be reduced to life in prison without parole. This comes after the U.S. Supreme Court found Florida's death penalty sentencing system unconstitutional because it gave too much power to judges and not enough to juries. The state legislature passed changes to the system earlier this year. Prosecutors argue that the court should consider the impact of the U.S. Supreme Court ruling on a case-by-case basis. Florida's new law establishing a 24-hour waiting period for abortions is also heading to the state Supreme Court. Justices will decide whether the law is constitutional. It was passed by the state legislature and signed into law by Governor Scott last year. The Florida Supreme Court already decided last month to block the law while it considered whether to take up the challenge filed by a Gainesville abortion clinic. An Allegiant Air flight makes an emergency landing in Fort Lauderdale after several people were injured from turbulence. 4 flight attendants and 3 passengers were taken to the hospital with injuries ranging from cuts and bruises to head trauma. Fortunately, none are life-threatening. The plane was going from the Dominican Republic to Pittsburgh.
We were kind of experiencing just normal turbulence, and suddenly the plane just was taking a nosedive. I felt like I was on a roller coaster just going straight down.
I was going to die, it felt like really scary.
The airline says it's working on getting those passengers to Pittsburgh. A Sarasota man will spend the rest of his life behind bars after inappropriately touching young girls. Mark Wyman was found guilty today of 5 counts of capital sexual battery on a child under 12 and 5 counts of lewd or lascivious molestation on a child under 12. Wyman was arrested by the Sarasota County Sheriff's Office last July after detectives learned that the victims were molested while visiting his home. The death of a gopher tortoise during a recent prescribed burn is raising some questions about how Manatee County staff handles its land management. A couple found the tortoise one day after a 16-acre burn at Robinson Preserve. Staff says that they were surprised to see the turtle in that area. A survey of the land before and after the burn revealed no